It's hot and wet here in Maryland. I think it's about 90 today, and it just feels like a wet sauna. It's so just wet and heavy out here right now. Hopefully that means there's some more rain coming. This morning we got a lot done. There's 4 of us here. 1 kid is at camp, and we picked about 4 pounds of cucumbers. We got some tomato cages on tomatoes that should have been caged a few weeks ago, if not long before that. And then this, so basically all of this is cucumbers, and it's been the best decision to have these out front. We have gotten already in like, I don't know, just a few weeks, we've gotten more cucumbers than we did the whole year last year. Also, this is our very, very technical deer protection against the cucumbers. It seems to have been doing a great job so far, so hopefully it holds up, but maybe I should take cucumbers that are close to the edge. We did discuss this in the house after, whether the deer would eat actual cucumber or whether they focus more on the leaves. Probably just the leaves, but I'm not leaving any cucumbers to chance. So we did get some of these tomatoes caged up. We have some sort of regular tomato cages and then some big, huge wire cages. A lot of these tomatoes were looking sad at the start, which is why we didn't cage them in the first place, but then they started growing. So while we were able to get some of the smaller tomatoes caged up today, we have just decided that this one is too far gone. I think this is a total of, I don't know, 3 or 4 plants of sun gold. So there's some tomatoes started. And at this point, there's just nothing we can do. If anybody has any ideas for staking something up once it's completely overgrown, let me know. My husband's like, that's just what it's gonna look like this year. So hopefully we don't kill, oh my gosh, tomatoes. But here's a beautiful, beautiful little tomato. And I saw another, oh, it's split. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna deal with this, but we got it done. We got some done. Continually waiting on our melons to be ready. We are sort of assuming that it's just like a squash. That tomato's so good. So we sort of assume that melons are like squash and that you're just waiting for that last tendril to dry up that's right next to it. That lets you know it's ready. I hope they don't make us wait too much longer. So checklist for today was caging the tomatoes, harvesting the cucumbers. The boys cut and edge the grass that we have left. We cut mustard seed for drying. And basil. We got basil. We cut a bunch of basil, which is drying. And the last thing that I really wanted to focus on today was these soybeans. They have started dying back and drying out. But unfortunately, we just have had a lot of rain over the last week. So I've been a bit nervous. Ideally, we'd like to leave the plants until they get fully dry. But I've had 2 things now sprout when we were trying to leave it outside to dry just because it's been so wet and so humid. So I'm a little nervous to leave the soybean out here. I don't want any of them to sprout. I really want to have the soybeans drying. And there are some stragglers that are still bright green, but quite a few of the plants are yellowing and some of the pods are fully brown. Some are just starting to brown, but I think if it has a little bit of brown, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it and bring it inside to finish drying. It makes the seeds a little less viable for replanting. Uh-oh, we've got wasp making a nest. These are still really green, so I'll be leaving this one. But you can see the plant back here has some that are yellowed and even browning. Okay, so probably anything that looks like this, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut down and bring inside. Let's see, in here we have a bunch drying. This one is almost completely brown. Get it to focus. You can see this one is basically completely brown, almost completely brown. So this whole plant might come inside, and the ones that are greener will just have to dry out inside. But then we have some stragglers like this one. So to compare this, you can see that these leaves, they're sort of yellowing and dying back. And then the leaves right behind it are still really dark green and full. So those probably have another couple weeks. All right, let's see what we can bring inside. Some wasps have definitely made homes in the holes of the bamboo stakes. So that should be interesting when it comes time to move them. So this one is sort of a mix. We've got a whole bunch of dried ones here up top and still some sort of green ones down below. And these pods are also quite a bit smaller than some of the others. As I'm looking at some of these, I think actually I'm going to leave the plant with the ones that are fully green. If it started drying, I'm just going to go ahead and take it inside. But if there's still a lot of fully green pods, I think I'm going to leave those to dry. And since they're still green and not really dried out, they shouldn't, oh Lord, they shouldn't be too bothered by the rain. There's no worry that they're going to sprout because they're still green. This one back here is completely dried. Ooh. Again, some small pods. I'm wondering if that side of the bed just gets less sun. Totally possible back here. It was a little bit early. There's definitely still some green ones, but almost all of it was dead and drying. So I'm just gonna pull all these. Okay, we're about halfway down the soybean right now. I have to keep moving my phone over into the shade because the sun is not joking right now. All right, let's try and get the rest of this. Last year, we pulled the whole plants, obviously not yanked them out of the ground, but they were all pretty much dry at the same time. And like I said, normally I would leave it until everything is dry. Okay, you are a pinto bean. Oh boy. Normally I'd leave it until everything is dry. Oh gosh. But I have already had 2 other plants start sprouting on me when we were hoping that they were drying out for us to bring in. One is some of these pinto beans. I probably just missed some, and I opened them after finding them, I guess, a little too late, and after it had rained, and there were a bunch of little sprouted, dried pinto beans. So I don't want that to happen, for sure, to these soybeans. Like the pinto beans, there's gonna be so much, but the soybeans, since they're a bush, there's just not gonna be as many, so I feel like I don't wanna waste a single bean. Oh, Lord. Okay, I can't even. I might have chosen the wrong basket for this. The pinto bean is just climbing all over everything. There are so many pinto beans down here. I'm definitely gonna miss some of those. Look at this. So we've got the soybean over here, and there's a couple more here, but let's see if I can focus. But the pinto beans the pinto beans have completely taken over. This is all pinto beans, and then, holy crap. And then under here, there's like 20 more. There's probably a whole nother one of these baskets out there drying, maybe a little bit more. But it is time to go inside. It's like exactly the middle of the day, and it's so hot. Hopefully there'll be time to come out here later before dinner and pick some of these green beans. But right now I'm gonna go cool off.